Good morning, everyone. The purpose of this video today is we're going to show you how to infill a laser engraving on a piece of, let's say in this case, this is a 13 by 10 tree trunk slice. This is basswood. It's really a nice, very clean wood. And this is inside the BMO 40 watt laser, which has a 15 by 15 inch bed. And we're going to laser engrave an image on it and then show you the next step. Okay, phase one has been completed. This is an 11 by 13 rectangular shaped tree trunk slice. This is a basswood. And as you can see, the engraving, this is done on a BMO 40 watt. And this engraving took approximately 37 minutes. We're going to go to phase two, which is applying 2 coats of shellac 1 hour apart, drying time, before we color infill, which is step number 3. One of the things that I do when preparing an image that's been laser engraved for infilling it with a color is, and in this case, I did something different. You can clean it out, these grooves, the engraving with a toothbrush. I take my drill, I have a brush on it, and I simply went and I did all the grooves, and it just loosens whatever, loose, sooty dust, and then brush it out. So I've already done it, and what I'm going to do now is I am going to put this on. This is a Bullseye Shellac traditional finish and sealer. It's a clear, transparent. Be careful if you're buying shellac. There are certain clear shellacs that when you put it onto the wood, it produces a yellow tint when it dries. So it's really not clear like the can says. So make sure you look and see the word clear, transparent. Okay? I normally use this product, which I've been talking to you guys about, the water-based wood grain filler from Crystalac. But I wanted to do the the Bullseye Shellac for this product, for this project, okay? So we're gonna now start coating this with 1 full coat of clear shellac. We're gonna let it sit for an hour, and then we'll put on the second coat. I'll be back when the second coat is dry. See you in a few. Okay, the first coat of clear shellac transparent has been applied. We're going to let this dry for about an hour. And as you can see, like I said, when it starts to dry, it dries clear. You can see the difference between the darker and the light shade where it's already started soaking and drying into the wood. And what I did is I shellacked the engraving first. The entire engraving, I brushed the heck out of it to make sure that, all of the engraving was shellacked, and then continued and finished the rest of the board all the way to the edge. All right, so see you soon. It is now an hour later, and the second coat of clear shellac has been applied. We're going to let this dry for about an hour to 90 minutes, and as you can see, all the nooks and crannies have been filled in with the clear shellac. And what this does is it will seal the wood so we can infill it with paint. See you soon. Now on this particular cutting board, we're using the Bright Tone High Solid Top Coat Clear Gloss from Crystalac. And this is again being done, now this is an 11 by 9 cutting board. And we just put on the first layer. This is the second to final coat. And this is the finish that finishes and dries like a glass coating, which makes it food safe. You're able to cut on it, do whatever, put food on it. And this is a cutting board we made for a customer. She wanted like the alcohol ink look. So, it came out really, really nice. And we're gonna let this now dry, the first coat, for approximately 90 minutes. Okay, so now we have our 2 layers of shellac on this engraving. And what I did is I took a burnt orange acrylic paint that you can pick up at any craft store. And you pour it on over the engraving, and then in a circular motion, you will take the paint and fill in all of the engraving. As you can see here, just a circular motion. Okay? Now, this will take a couple of minutes, of course, but you want to make sure that all of the engraving is covered in the acrylic paint. And once I'm all done, I'm going to take a damp paper towel or a microfiber towel, it doesn't matter. And what I'll do is I'll start to wipe off the excess paint. Now, the excess paint, what I'm talking about, is the excess paint, let's say, right here, okay? And it'll simply wipe off because of the shellac finish. The shellac finish acts as a barrier, allowing you to pick the paint up, okay? And of course, once I wipe it, if I've missed anything, I can go back and do it again, okay? So there it is, the acrylic paint, and now I'm gonna wipe it. Okay, that only took a couple of minutes, and as you can see, the engraving has the acrylic paint in it. And I'm gonna touch it up a little bit, and as you can see, you still have the scraggly specks of the burnt orange acrylic paint on the wood. I'm going to show you how to get rid of that using a small handheld sander, or you can use a sanding block. I use a handheld sander. So I'm going to go over this and fill in whatever I think needs to be filled in to make it a little bit more pronounced. As you can see right here, a corner of the image of the laser engraving is missing paint. But I got 99% of it. I'm very happy with the way it's coming out so far. And once we're done doing this and cleaning it up and sanding it down, so all you see is the engraved image itself, that's when we will put on our glass coating on it, and it'll be done. Okay, I just finished sanding the horse image on the cutting board, and when I sanded, there were certain blank spots in the engraving, so I filled it in again and wiped it down with a damp cloth. I'm gonna let this dry and then take the electric sander and go over the whole image. So the outer part of the image will be this color, and then all you will see is the outline in the burnt orange reddish color for the horse. So it's coming along very nicely. I'm very happy with the way this turned out. Okay, here's our 11 by 13 cutting board, and it actually came out really, really nice. This is a color infill instead of just having the plain, black engraving color. This is a color infill. I used basic craft acrylic paint that you can pick up at Michael's or any craft store. The gloss is the Crystalac that I was telling you about, that allows you to put on, and in this case we put on, I think, 3 coats, let them dry an hour, per coating. And now I can put food on this, I can cut food on this. It's scratch resistant. This replaces the epoxy. You could see the glossy shine on it, but all in all, it came out really, really nice. Okay, here we have an 11 by 10 cutting board, and again, I did the color infill, added some color to it. It's got the Crystalac, shine on it, which is really nice, which allows me, like I said before, to cut food on it. It is food safe, it's washable by hand, and this is the tree trunk slice. This is a basswood, and it's really, really smooth. It's really nice. It came out good. I love it. Last but not least, here is the bamboo cutting board. It's a two-tone. It's a rather large cutting board. I think it's 11 by 14, if I'm correct. I could be wrong. But this took 2 to 3 coats of wood filler that dries clear once I put the colors in. And as you can see, the colors took really, really nice. I was happy with the rooster, which surprised me. The yellow next time, I want to get more of a goldish yellow for next time. But all in all, it came out really, really good. And between the cutting boards, they're going to be converted. All 3 of them are going to be converted into little snack trays with legs on the bottom and matching coasters. We have been selling these for $55 to $65 for the set. That includes the cutting board with the legs and the 4 matching coasters. And it's just something different to do with your cutting boards. Instead of just having, the black engraving, fill them in, coat them with a wood filler. It dries clear. That's available from Crystalac, and I'll provide the link below. And then the clear gloss. That's that glass-like finish, scratch-resistant, food-safe, wash by hand. But you add a little pep to your cutting boards or anything that you engrave. All right, well, hope you enjoyed. Any questions? You know I'm a phone call away.